Hey Yogi, welcome. Today we are going to move playfully and have some fun. We're going to do a little breathing and just shake things up and get started with this month ahead just a little bit easier, a little bit happier, a little bit more alive, a little more joyful. So when you're ready, you can find your seat on the mat. We're just going to cross ankles and bring head nice and tall. If you happen to have something to sit on, you can put it underneath your seat. But really, this entire practice is not about the shapes. It's about the feelings, and we are going to evoke some feelings today. So find your seat, cross your ankles, bring your head tall, and make sure to lift up through the crown of your head so you're nice and tall. Tone belly in towards spine, and let's move our shoulders. Yeah, you can pedal your shoulders forward or back. Usually in class, when people come in, back when we practiced in a room together in groups, back when human beings gathered in groups, I would be able to tell almost instantly, right, how people were feeling just by how they moved their shoulders, right? And so I want you to just become aware of that. Have a teacher's eye for a moment with how you're entering into practice. Some people move them really fast. I've got to get this in, right? Like I've got to relax myself. And some people are just kind of like, I don't even like, what's the point of this? What am I doing? So I want you to know that like the movements in your body are kind of like indications of how you're showing up. And that's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. We want to become aware of that. So you can just move your shoulders. You can play your favorite song in the background. That's the beauty of these recorded classes. You can really just create an environment that is fun and alive and uplifting. Move a little bit side to side. You can twist from one side to the other. Gosh, I know I'm giving you a lot of different options. What are you going to do? And we're just opening up the shoulders. You do it the way that feels best for you. Let's take just a few more breaths. Awesome. Let's do a few sun breaths. Send your arms up to the sky. Breathe in. And exhale, hands to the earth. Inhale up high. Exhale. Breathe. And now on each inhale, I want you to imagine lifting up, just lifting up, rising up like the sunrise, like a nice pink sherbet sunrise. Breathe in. And on your exhale, I want you to let everything go. You can even add a sigh. Ah, perfect. Let's do that again. Inhale up, collecting lightness and ease as you lift your fingers up to the sky. Exhale, sigh it out, let it all go. Ah. So that sigh is where you're starting to unload, unburden your body. Inhale, hands up high. Exhale to the earth. It is so important to make sound, Yogi. You probably don't want to. It's not our nature to be loud, right? And indulgent with sound. Breathe in. Exhale. But for your nervous system, this is so important. Let's do three more. Breathe in. If you're in a house and you don't want to disturb anyone else, you can always silently go. It's like screaming into a pillow. Inhale up high. Exhale. Right, more of an easy sigh. Last one. Inhale up. Exhale. There we go. Inhale up high. Everyone in the house is going to wonder what you're doing. Exhale. Turn to the right. Inhale, reaching your head up nice and tall. Exhale, twist a little bit more. Yeah, so we're just getting into the shoulders a bit more. And again, Yogi, you can take your version. If you are just feeling really stuck and grumpy pants, you can stay exactly where you are. And if you put on a good playlist, or you have something nice in the background, or you're just feeling it already, you can start to make like hula hoop circles. Yeah. And just open up through your side. Breathe in and out. If you're doing your hula hoop circles, good for you. Good for you. And you can move in the other direction. And you really want to start cultivating that breath. The breath is how we relieve and unload the system. Last couple of circles. And then slowly come back to center. Inhale, sweep up high. Exhale, spin over to the other side. And again, you can stay in place and do it correctly. Or if you want, you can make some circles and have fun. Your choice. Sometimes it's really important for us to feel like we can do it the right way. And sometimes it's nice to just not care at all. Right? We want to be safe. I want to be safe here, Yogi, but there's a lot of liberation that can come from just allowing yourself to move. If you haven't put on a great playlist yet, I highly recommend it. It's fun. It's fun to have fun. Let's do last couple of circles on this side. Perfect. And then inhale, hands up to the sky. Exhale, stack your hands on the heart, your heart, and just take one moment, right? Just a moment to come back to that intention that you set yesterday, that intention that is now filling up your heart and your mind. You can imagine it, you can picture it, you can give it words. Really let it land in your heart and your mind and your being. Feel that intention, and you're going to hold it. You're going to hold it for this practice today, okay? And with that intention, I'm going to give you a layer here. You're going to think of someone that, or a situation, or a moment in time, or a favorite event where you had fun. A person that you always have fun with, a time in your life when there was a lot of fun. You're going to feel something joyful, something light, something happy. It could be a million years ago. And I want you to put that in your heart. And I rarely do this, but today it is going to be important for you to dedicate this practice to the joy that you've had in your life. Dedicate this practice to the joy that you've had with other people. Dedicate this practice to joy as a possibility for your future. Dedicate this practice to cultivating joy right now in this very moment, not after, not during, but right now. You know that feeling, it's in there. Bring some joy, some lightness, some ease, little happiness into your heart. And we're going to do a nice big letting go breath to just kick it all off. Take a big breath in. Exhale. Perfect. We're going to come to hands and knees. You can bring your knees onto a blanket if you want. And again, we're having fun with this. There's no perfection. You can let that go right now. Come onto hands and knees. Hands, find a spot right underneath shoulders. You can knead the earth just like a cat. If you've ever seen a cat trying to like make that perfect spot right after you just fold some perfectly clean towels, right? And they just sneak in there and like knead the ground. And you can move your shoulders with it. I just want you to feel like this awareness that it's not a matter of perfectly pressing your hands on the ground, but just feeling your hands touching the ground. Spreading your fingers nice and wide, anchoring into the earth, and then draw your tailbone back. And then lift belly up into spine, and then let's just move the hips a little bit. Gosh, we hold so much tension in the hips. If you can sway them side to side, if it looks more like a leaning, that's okay. We all start out pretty stiff. Shake your tail, maybe move your shoulders. And then if you want, you can come into more of like a barrel roll, right? Arching the back, drawing belly down to the earth. And we'll continue that. If you're like me, you might hear a lot of pops and crackles. And then switch direction at any time. Once you've got the movement, then we'll add the breath. So an inhale as you draw belly down to the earth, and exhale as you round back up to the sky. Inhale and exhale. Switch directions at any time. You might notice that as you start to use your breath, you slow down, right? You kind of have to. Breath takes time. And then if you start to feel some stuck spots, right, you can kind of shake that tail side to side. Man, and if this is feeling good to you, you want to give yourself something, dedicate to some fun. You can just, kind of hang out on your tabletop and find different ways to explore movement. Feel free to pause and just go for it. When you're ready, we're going to send right leg long. So coming to stillness, hands pressing in the earth. Pull your belly up into your spine, really strong in that core. And then let's lift right leg off the earth. And now your toes get to dance. So you'll roll your ankles, spread your toes, maybe press and point, press and point. And then if you want, you can start to move the entire femur bone, just stirring it around in your hip socket, making sure to move in each direction. And man, like these circles, like right now, are feeling nice to be big and open, but you can always make like just these tiny little circles. And let's just breathe here. Again, any kind of movement, you can stay on your toes, just pointing and flexing. Let's breathe. We'll take 2 more breaths here. And then when you're ready, point those right toes back as if they're being pulled away from your body. Inhaling, left arm long, balancing your table. Right leg is extended, left arm is extended. Just 3 breaths here. Press and lengthen a little bit more. Breathe into it. Exhale, touch elbow to knee, squeeze the 2 together. Perfect. We'll come back to tabletop and do some barrel rolls and shake that tail. And just breathe into it, right? Just breathe into it. And when you're ready, you can now extend left leg nice and long. Maybe keep your toes on the earth, right? It doesn't matter. There is no right way. I promise to remind you of that as often as you need to hear it. And now we let the leg lift and roll that ankle and point and flex and point and flex. Man, the pops and crackles happening today are quite exciting. Continuing to take care to keep that core engaged, keep belly lifting up in the spine. I say it because I need to hear it too. And then again, if you want, oh man, it's nice to bend and flex the knee, or you can just stir that hip socket up. Start to break out some of that stuff that just gets stuck, stagnant. So we're sitting so much this year, right? Most of us anyway, are sitting way more than we normally do, and we're sitting in different chairs and positions, and it's just so important to take care of your hips. Let's breathe. And then when you're ready, extending right arm now long, balancing that table so the left leg is extended, the right arm is extended. We'll breathe. As if somebody is pulling, right? Hands pulling you in opposite directions. And yet you're so strong and so engaged. Take 1 more breath in. Exhale, touch elbow to knee, squeeze the 2 together. Perfect. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to come to hands and knees. Let's do a cow pose, breathing in. Exhale to your cat. And then roll over those toes. Let's find downward dog. And again, we're going to bend knees and straighten legs. You can be playful with it. You can wag your tail, shake out your hips. We'll come up onto tippy toes and then draw them back down. Right? It's just like get into your body and breathe. You can pedal your feet. Just 2 more breaths here. And then when you're ready, we're going to step right foot forward. That might mean lifting up right leg and stepping it, or you can just kind of, find your way there. Let's drop back knee right onto that blanket, and then slowly, and I want you to take your time, crawl your way up. Hands are on your knee to start pressing into the earth, nice and strong and stable here. Finding that grit, right? That strength, and then reaching your arms up to the sky. On an inhale, we're going to lengthen and reach. You can even add a bit of a back bend. On an exhale, bend elbows, straighten, strong here. Inhale, opening. Exhale, engaging. Yeah, just a couple more, just like that. Inhale, open. Exhale, strengthen. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Ah, perfect. You're strong and stable, pressing elbows out to the sides. One more breath in. On your exhale, slowly crawl yourself forward. And let's step to the front of the mat. Inhale to a halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, fold, let it go. Ah, perfect. Slowly rise up to standing. Sweep your arm bones. Breathe in. Exhale, hands find heart center. Let's take a breath in here. Let it go. Ah, perfect. Inhale, arms sweep. Exhale, fold to the earth. Find that halfway lift. And then we'll just ease back, stepping right foot back. You can drop the knee down on your blanket and then slowly crawl your way, hands landing on your knee, staying here as long as you'd like. Eventually, reaching arms up high, opening through the heart space. This time, let's connect hands overhead and extend the arm bones really long. Yeah, you might feel that in your armpits, right? Right inside your shoulders, your heart space, and your ribs. Sometimes you can feel it all the way from your hip bones all the way up to your fingertips, right? You're one big connected body with all these little segments and parts. Let's take one big breath in here. Maybe open up the heart. Exhale, bend those elbows, straighten, strengthen, let it come all from right here, from your solar plexus. Inhale, open, open, open. Perfect. Exhale, bend, strengthen, hold, press those elbows back, right? We're strong here. Inhale and exhale. You can even add your sound here if you'd like. Last one, inhale up. Exhale. Ah, yes. Let's bring hands down to the earth. You can lift up back knee and step forward. Let's take a halfway lift. Fold it out, let it go. Ah, yeah. Press to rise. Sweep arm bones. Breathe in. Exhale, hands to heart center. Ah, take a breath in. Let it go. Bringing hands onto hip bones. We're going to step left foot back. You can move your blanket to the side if you'd like, so that doesn't get stepped in the way. And now we're in our crescent lunge. So nice big lunge pose. Both hip points pointing forward like headlights, and then send your arms up to the sky. Let's take 3 big breaths in this crescent lunge pose. Breathe in and out. I mentioned that this was all about just getting things moving and finding a little brightness and a little ease. So I want you to come back to that intention, right? That joyful moment. Think of it here. Take a big breath in. Let it out. And then let's reach hands up high, lift up through back heel. We're spinning open, finding warrior 2. Look at that. Right foot is pressing into the earth. The outside of your left foot is anchored into the ground. On an inhale, straighten legs, reach hands up to the sky. Exhale, bend into it. 3 more just like that. It's like a dance. Exhale. Last one. Now let's straighten front leg. Inhale, reaching fingertips forward. Tilt yourself down. Find that triangle shape. Open up through your heart. And breathe here. Triangle pose. Just 2 more breaths. And then we come on up to standing, toes wider than heels. Again, feel free to move that blanket if you'd like. We're coming into goddess pose. Squeezing your thighs onto your thigh bones and dropping down into it. I want you to engage here, right? Lower belly strong. Arms can be nice and wide and open. Let's just take 2 breaths here. Feel free to sigh it out. Ha. 1 more breath in. And let it go. And inhale, reach up high. Exhale, we're turning. Let's turn left toes forward now, finding that crescent lunge. We'll turn all the way, both hip points facing the back of the mat. Bend into the front knee. There we go. Perfect. Inhale, reach those arms up high. And again, just a few breaths. So strong, right? So strong. I want you to feel that brightness in your heart, right? That intention shining from within you. Take last breath in. Let it out. Here we go. Inhale, lifting up, spinning open, finding that warrior 2. It's like my favorite transition. It's so smooth. On an inhale, straighten front leg, reach hands up to the sky. Yes, and dance with your breath. 2 more. Right, you can do this all day, yogi. It's one of my favorite ways to just open breath. Forces me to breathe a little deeper. And also, it's just fun. Next inhale, let's reach 1 more. Straighten leg, reach up high. Exhale, bend into it. Hold it for a breath. Feel your strength. Yes. And then inhale, straighten front leg. Reach fingertips forward. Fall into your triangle shape. It'll take just 3 breaths, broadening your heart, feeling length in between your shoulder blades, feeling openness, lightness, all that ease, all that strength, all that tenacity within you. Last breath in. Let it go. And then come on up to standing, toes wider than heels. Here we are again in our goddess squat. This time we're going to move with our breath. It's one of my favorite things. And then we come down to the mat. Inhale, straighten front legs. Ready? Here we go. All right, inhale, reach up high, straighten legs, reach hands up to the ceiling. Exhale, fall into it. Ha. Inhale, reach up high. Exhale, bend elbows. Ha. There it is. You can start to cultivate your breath. And I promise, right? If you have the space to make noise, if there's no one else around, there is no reason not to. And if there are people around, right, all the more reason to let them know that you are releasing, right? You're letting go all of that stuck stuff, all of this, the challenge that we have faced this year, all the things that just did not go your way, right? How do we move them through them and let them go? We breathe. We make some noise, we scream and cry. We cultivate that strength. Let's do 2 more. Breathe in. Exhale. Yeah, last one. Inhale. Exhale. Land here, and I want you to feel nice and strong just for a couple of breaths. Press your elbows back, press your knees back. Use the strength of your glutes squeezing. Yeah, and then maybe drop a little lower. Whew. Last two breaths. And when you're ready, you can slowly straighten legs, point toes forward, fold, fold, fold. There's this natural tendency. I just really like moving side to side. You don't have to. If it feels good for you, then go for it. And when you're ready, you can land in your forward fold, and we'll just take a few breaths to slow down, to release, to notice what parts of you might still feel a little uneasy. You need a little bit more love. And when you're ready, toe heel your feet closer together and come to a seat. I like to keep my hips on the blanket for this one. As I slowly come down into rest, tuck your knees into your chest, give them a squeeze. Rock and roll side to side. Let your back release onto the ground. Have fun, let it be playful as you release low back, as you release your hips. If you want to come into happy baby, you can, rocking side to side. Really just feeling yourself on the earth. However you feel is absolutely 100% okay. You don't have to love happy baby or any yoga shape. You don't have to love moving at all. When you're ready, we're just going to come right into rest. You can stretch your legs long, arms along your sides. And then let's just do one more letting go breath. Feel free to scream here if your year has hit as many lows as mine has, or frustration points. You might feel the need to scream right now, and that is okay. That's what we want. This is how we let it out. Take a breath in. Let it all out. And then you land in your rest. And for just a minute or so, we'll land here and let every limb get heavy. Let every part of you feel held. Let each breath feel ease, gentleness. And that beautiful, beautiful grace within you. And we did a lot of movement today. And it's common to feel like you're not graceful or that wasn't graceful. And that's okay. The grace isn't in the perfection of the movements or the perfection of the pose. And grace originates from lightness in your heart, from ease and compassion and acceptance. So as you allow yourself to be here and rest as long as you'd like, dear yogi, just take a moment to feel the grace within you that allowed you to be a part of this practice, that allowed you to be in this rest shape right now, allows you to be who you are, perfectly imperfect, always, always. When you're ready, you can bend knees. You can roll to a side and just take a moment to land here and rest and feel and collect and remember and let go. Feel free to leave whatever no longer serves you right here on the mat. And when you're ready, you can come up to a seat, cross ankles, and bring head tall. And I want you to remember that dedication, that moment of joy that's in your heart. And I want you to radiate it into your toes and fingertips and your head and your eyes and your thoughts. Let it radiate, let it echo back and forth, touching each surface and then landing back on your heart again. That joy is so important. Everything we manifest, right, that we call into our lives is strengthened through the feeling of joy, liberation, freedom, freedom to be happy, freedom to be yourself, and the grace of acceptance. And so, with that, we'll seal this practice. You can do a letting go breath. You can om with me. You can just collectively sit in silence for a moment. Let's breathe in together. Beautiful, yogi. Beautiful. Let's bring thumb knuckles up to forehead center. Take a final breath in. And our exhale as we bow. Together we say, Namaste. I see you. And the light in me recognizes and honors the light within you. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or evening. And I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Have a wonderful, wonderful time. And welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. Be well.